Hello and welcome back. Today we are checking in on our cherry wine, our Kirschwein in German, and very excited for it. You can see it doesn't look exactly like it was last time. There is a big, well, it's not really fermenter, a big container here with our wine. We have sugar on the side, so you may guess what we want to do next. But let's take a step back and exactly explain what happened up until this point and what we will do. So let's get straight into it. All right, so first things first, it's our cherry wine. All right, we used to do our cherry wine 3 kilograms of frozen cherries. We used sugar, of course, and the original gravity was 1.080. And what's important to notice when you do ferment with fruit is that the fruit itself also has sugars in them. So based on the amount of sugar, the 3 kilos of frozen cherries in our case roughly have around 294 grams of sugar in them. So the original gravity, when you measure it at the beginning, even though it's 0.080, it is actually a little bit higher. And this is something you do have to keep in mind, especially when you use lower alcohol volume yeast or alcohol tolerance yeast. We did it quite a while ago because this one has been sitting already for roughly 2.5 months. We used, of course, our yeast EC1118, which is volume alcohol of 18%, which is more than enough in this case. We used, of course, our DAP, and we filled the rest of the container with water. Now, what's important to mention for this specific fermentation is that we've already did certain things. So, of course, after roughly 3 weeks in our case, we took the cherries out. Of course, we cannot let the cherries in for months because, well, there is a limit to how much you want to infuse the flavor, and we decided to take the cherries out after 3 weeks. Then what we did, we racked it into separate container. And of course, before we did a gravity reading. Now the gravity reading after the cherries were out, it was, where is it? 0.996. So as you can see, what happened is that it went below 1.000 gravity, which means this wine is very, very dry. Okay, we already tasted it, and it's dry. It's nice taste, okay? It's still fairly young, though, because of course between 2 to 3 months we can still let it sit. I could drink it as it is, but why, right? Let's back-sweeten it. Let's let it sit a bit longer, and then we can enjoy it when it's nice and older. Okay, so this is exactly what we want to do. We have 0.996 gravity, and we want to put a bit more sugar. So the way we do it is, as I mentioned, back-sweeten in this here container. This container is specifically made for heating up the wine, making a mulled wine, and enjoying it a bit warmer. It can go actually quite warm. It can go up to, I think, how many degrees here? I think it's 90 degrees Celsius, which is very high. And of course, for pasteurization, we don't need to worry about that high temperatures. What we're going to do, we already have our wine inside here. We're going to put sugar in, and then we're going to mix it in, check if it tastes nice fast, and then heat up the wine to 60 degrees for 20 minutes, let it cool down naturally to room temperature, and then we're going to bottle it. Okay, and this is essentially all we are doing. Now you may ask, how much sugar are we adding? A really good question. It depends on what is your taste, right? The more sugar you add, the higher gravity you will have, and the more sweeter it will be. Now, your taste buds are different than mine. Mine are different than my husband's, but we both enjoy sweeter wines. So for the amount of wine we have here, what we decided to do is first add half a kilo of sugar. Literally, we have a scale here. I will eyeball it roughly around half a kilo, have a taste, and if it's not sweet enough still, I will put in more and more. Okay, so you will exactly see the whole process. Nevertheless, let's get straight into it. Let's put the sugar in and go from there. Oh, look, 5.7. Okay, so 70 grams more I have to put in. Ooh, 500 exactly. That's Great. I mean, there is no need to be exact to 1 gram. I mean, that's crazy. You can see I'm eyeballing, although I do have a scale. Okay, so what I have here now, I have my spatula. Of course, we have our sanitization. Everything was sanitized in the water. It's dripping, as you can see. And I want to mix it, right? I want to mix it because we need to integrate the sugar. I'm not sure you can see me, probably not anymore, but it doesn't matter. The most important thing is to, as I mentioned, mix the sugars in. Unfortunately, mixing it will take some time because the wine is in room temperature. It's not warm. As we know, the warmer the liquid, the easier it is to integrate. In this case, we'll mix it in and we will see how it tastes. So I will see you there. All right, what do we have now is wine, cherry wine, back-sweetened with 500 grams of sugar. And let's see how it tastes. I have our turkey baster, which also is dripping, sanitized, of course. Wow, that's a generous portion. That's a bit too much, I think. Although never too much wine, I guess. Oops. Okay. That's not too much. That's not too much because I want my husband to taste as well. So actually, let's take more generous portion. Screw it. Smells like nothing. It's pretty much odorless, right? Which is good essentially. But let's have a taste. As I mentioned, it was sitting. It was completely degassed already. So let's try it. That is much better than it was before. Holy shit. Oh, I mean, holy moly. Wow. Okay, so before, again, we didn't see because we tried it, we put it in the thing already. It was nice, but it was so dry because, again, 0.996. If something is below 1, that is crazy dry, right? Our lowest, I think, was 0.992 ever. And 992 is crazy. 996 is crazy as well. Even 100 or above 1 is very dry for us. So we definitely prefer our wine sweeter. And with this now, it's pretty enjoyable. Like big difference between this and when it was dry. Don't get me wrong, not that it wasn't enjoyable. I'm sure some of the people who enjoy wines dry, drink it without questioning and would prefer it more than that. But we both enjoy our wines sweet. So
that's really good.
It's much better, right?
Yeah.
I have to say, how much of the cherry do you taste? That's my question, really. If I gave you this and didn't say it's cherry, would you know it's cherry? Because I taste the sweetness. I know it's some kind of juice. I know it's some kind of maybe even like no, I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I would guess that it's cherry. I would be questioning myself between berries, really, strawberry, blueberry. Like seriously, it's this kind of taste. Where it's really hard to pinpoint that it's cherry, in my opinion.
I think I would guess that it's a cherry after maybe my first guess would be I guess grape because last time you gave me grape I thought it's cherry.
Literally, we had a grape on yesterday, I think, right? and you thought it's cherry.
But you also shouldn't compare it to something that tastes like cherry other than like the fruit because when you eat a yogurt or a milk, cherry milk, there are enhancements, so it tastes more like cherry than an actual cherry.
True.
The actual cherry tastes not like, I mean, it tastes mild.
Yeah, I get it. So you say you're enjoying it?
It is good, yeah.
But doesn't taste much like cherry, or does it?
It does, but it's also very sweet.
Would you guess it's cherry?
After the second try, maybe.
The second try. I would say it's very sweet. I mean, this is exactly how I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a negative. I'm just saying the sweetness kind of overrides the cherry taste.
So we don't put more sugar in. I think we are good.
Fine, yeah.
Okay, so in our case, 500 grams was enough for the amount of juice, amount of wine. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree because that's the only cherry wine we ever did, to be honest. Because we did cherry mead before. We have cherry mead aging now. We're like 20 bottles or whatever. I think 50 bottles actually.
50-50 mead because we added honey and sugar.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. That's well, still right. It's a cheap version, but nevertheless, it's our first cherry wine really from cherries itself. We don't really eat a lot of cherries. It's not like we don't enjoy them, but maybe not enjoy them as much as other fruit. For example, berries. We are big berry lovers overall. So this is definitely something we've done multiple times. For the cherry, would I do it again? Yes. But if I had, glass of this and glass of my berry wine or grape wine even, which is amazing, basic grape wine, I think I would choose grape wine over it.
I think what we could try is like spice. Like I wouldn't say mold wine. But like with cinnamon, I can imagine would taste really nice.
Yeah, we could do it. We could do it, actually. We could even infuse this one, or, although right now what we want to do, of course, is back-sweeten it, so we have to pasteurize. We cannot just leave it on because if we bottle it now, it will probably explode, build up the pressure, restart fermentation. We're not risking it, right? We're definitely doing that. We can always do another one in the future with some spices. I think I agree. I think it will be really much better because grape wine itself is amazing. Spiced grape wine is great. This is good. With spices, I think it could be great. I agree. I don't want to give it a number between 1 to 10. I don't think it's fair. It's still very young wine. I think aging this one will do it a big favor. Like, I think it will be amazing aged. Much, much better than it is right now. Although it is very enjoyable. I would drink it, right? But again, why? I'm able to wait a few months or a few weeks. For now, what we will do, we will pasteurize it, of course. So we'll set to 60 degrees, 20 minutes, let it cool, and then we will bottle it. We have bottles, we're gonna prepare them, we're gonna bottle it. We may show you final result, just a photo in the end, so you see how it looks. We'll probably do it. But otherwise, that's it. It was a very quick video. But I think straight to the point. If you have any questions, do let us know. Otherwise, please leave comments, likes, and share the video with your friends. Thank you very much. See you next.